Do you think it is really possible playing so many international tournaments in a tight domestic schedule?
I didn't hear the first part of the question, but I'm assuming the question is that there are a lot of tournaments and more important tournaments, better team. Is that the question?
So basically, her question is the coach has said that he wants to take India to bigger stages than the SAF tournaments. And also, Kalyan Chaube, he said that he wants to take India to CAFA, the Central Asian Football Association tournaments. So, how does that fit into the tight domestic schedule as well?
I think I like the proposal purely on the basis of the fact that we're going to get to play against a little bit better teams, and that is without disrespecting the South region teams. I have been saying this from, I think, a fairly long time that now the SAF tournament for us should be more of sending our under 23, under 21s. And again, respecting all SAF countries, but that is going to give more exposure to our underage teams. Because what happens is if the senior team gets, let's suppose, 10 to 13 good games, and if SAF is one of them, then the under 23s or under 21s never get the opportunity. So whenever we have sent, I think one we sent a team in Bangladesh, and again in Bangladesh in my career where we sent an underage team, and they did really well, and they got a lot of games. I think Thapa, Vineet, Subhashis, Manveer, they all went, and I think they lost in the finals when they were in Bangladesh, but they got so much of exposure. So I completely agree to this point. The more better teams we play, the better for us, and purely on the basis that we are improving little by little. So I think I welcome the initiative by our president and the coach, and I think the more bigger tournaments we get, better it is. As far as the number of games are concerned, it should be it shouldn't be less, but it should also not be a lot. So I'm pretty sure that the think tank of all the people who are making the calendar should make sure that the national team gets enough matches, but it shouldn't be more than enough. It shouldn't be a lot, but it should be adequate.
Up next, Rahul asks, he says, Coach Igor Stimac and goalkeeper Gurpreet have spoken about the need for longer camps before the Asian Cup. If you could tell us how it will help the Indian team instead of a 5-day preparatory camp?
See, for a team like ours, and we know we're going to face Australia, Uzbekistan, and Syria. That is the reason why both the gentlemen have spoken about long camp. And I think we need it. And I really hope that we get it. What happens is when you're playing the ISL, all the boys will be used to the level of ISL, which is the premium level in our country. And we're doing really well. But let's be honest to ourselves. When we meet Australia, we would need couple, if not more level high than what we are facing in ISL. And that is the reason why when we meet together and when we know this and we train this, it helps a little bit. So that's the reason why we need a longer camp. And to take that forward, it will be also great if we can get one of the top 7 teams in Asia to play a friendly. Now, this is completely my wish and hope, and I'm not saying anything because the coach decides who we're going to play. But let's suppose I'm throwing a name. If we get an Iran or a Japan or a Saudi to play a match before Australia, that will give us a very good picture and we'll be ready, a little bit more ready than we will be if we do not play those top teams. So that's the plan. And that is why the 4 weeks is important. If you only get 5 days, let's suppose, then we will not be able to organize that one important friendly. When we play against Iraq in a month's time, we'll have an idea about how Uzbekistan is because there are similar teams. When we played against Lebanon and Kuwait, we have an idea about how Syria is going to be. Although Syria is going to be a little bit level higher than these two teams. But if we do not play, let's suppose the Japan, the South Korea, the Iran, the top 5, 6 of Asia, we will not have an idea how Australia is going to be. So that's the reason why the 4 weeks time is what these two gentlemen have asked. Now eventually how many days we get is depends on all the talks, but I really hope we get as much time as possible because what happens is when you go to the camp, there are injuries, then all the players come from different mentality from the club that has to be taken care of. And after all these things, we need good friendlies, hopefully 2 or 3 important matches. And out of those two, three important matches, if we can get a top Asian team, that will be really good for our preparation.
Ritayan Basu from News 18 asks your take on the love and attention the Indian men's team is getting currently, especially at the atmosphere at the Kantirava.
Oh, we are very happy. I have said this before that there were so many boys from my team who aren't from Bangalore FC have spoken so highly about the kind of encouragement we got in Kantirwa. And let me be very honest, it is not only the BFC fans, but I saw so many other clubs, banners, and people coming in numbers to support the country. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful. We have to have a system where we can fight. We can fight. We can be very hostile against each other when we're playing for the clubs. And it's great. But the moment we play for our country, everyone has to come together and support. And that was beautiful in Kantirwa. It was also good in Odisha. It was also good in Manipur, but in Kantirwa, it just went a different level. And everyone felt it, and that was amazing. But let me be the killjoy here. We went to the dressing room and we spoke about this, that yes, we did well, but where we have to go is a long journey, and the boys understand it. The best part is if the fans keep coming and supporting us, because some of the days we are going to lose, some of the days we're going to play bad, and I think those are the times when we need the support the most. But once we understand that the fans and the players, we're all in this together, we'll enjoy the ride. And I think that's what you feel in places like Kantirva. And I might sound biased because I'm from here, but they know how to make a night, and that was special.
Up next, Munal Chattopadhyay from Ajkal. He says, Sunil, congrats for what you have done for the so far for the country. My question to you is: after Baichung, there have been yourself, Sandesh, Gurpreet, Subrata Paul, who tried your luck to establish yourselves in foreign clubs, but you have not been as successful. What are the reasons?
Well, there are many reasons. I will give you few of them. One, it is not easy. Wherever we have been, all the names that you have taken, the level is high. And that is why it's not easy. Second important reason is we all went alone individually. It is not easy to just be there, stay there, and keep your sanity. And I hope you guys understand this. That is why you will see in a lot of Premier League clubs, for example, when they bring a Brazilian, they make sure there are many other Brazilians over there also. It really helps. So I think these are two reasons. But the first one is that the level is quite high. But I've got no doubt in my mind that soon it will start. Soon you will see players who are going to go to different leagues and then do better. At the same time, even our league is getting better, which is a bonus. So it will happen, and it will happen in time.
Sandeep Sarkar from ABP Anando asks, Igor Stimac has said he wants Sunil Chhetri to play for another 5 years. How do you see this? The splendid fitness you are showing on the field, it seems quite possible. It's more a comment from his end.
Well, that is an answer that Mr. Stimach has to say. And I also hope that our captain stays for 5 years. But I'm not sure. It's on the captain now how he's going to take care of himself, and when he wants to, or when he cannot play in, and when he wants to retire, and it's on the coach to decide. I'm no one to say. It depends on the captain and the coach.
Up next, Kaushik Biswas
Just to add to that answer, I'm enjoying my football. I feel really healthy. I take care of myself, but I don't know. I do not have a date in my head, but I can tell you this, and I'm being very honest from my heart. The day I do not add anything to this team, because I have very high standards on myself as far as desire, hunger, and giving my best is concerned. The day I'm not adding anything to this team, I'm gone. As simple as that. But I do not have a date in my head. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Kaushik from Sports Point asks, Captain, post the SAF Championship victory, we saw you handed over the trophy to the team manager Velu sir. tell us about that and how was the team environment throughout the